Hi ladies, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome for those of you who are new here. My name is Shakina. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you some tips on how I managed to get it all done. Some of you may know I am a stay-at-home mom. I have a 1-year-old. I homeschool him. I run an event catering business where I sell desserts, cakes, cake toppers, that kind of stuff. And I also do a bunch of other things, and I somehow managed to get everything done. So I feel like I'm in a pretty good place where I can share my tips with you. So if this is something that you'll be interested in hearing about, or you just enjoy looking at my videos, then please keep on watching. Alright, so I feel like it would be a good idea to share a little bit about what I do every day. I am a mom. My son is 19 months old, so I take care of him. I am a stay-at-home mom, so I run my household. I have to cook, I have to clean, I have to do the laundry. There are a bunch of household tasks that I have to take care of. And then, of course, I run my event catering business where I primarily sell desserts as of right now. So that's going on. What else do I do? I am learning sign language and Italian, both online. So I have to set aside time to do that. Don't want to, neglect it and then I make no progress. What else do I do? YouTube videos. I make YouTube videos. I am also working on a bunch of other projects for homeschooling, and that's something that I'll be sharing a little bit more on later. I don't want to talk too much about it in this video. So I do a lot where that is concerned, and I also run another page which is called Glory for Women. It's a Christian sisterhood where we have little it's recently started. I've only gotten into it recently. But we have little activities during the week, and of course I am planning a meetup very soon. So it's just a lot. I do a lot of different things. So yeah. So tip number one would be to wake up early. And I know it's the most basic thing ever, but I'm promising you that it makes the world of difference. Whenever I wake up before Sage and I do my Bible study, I get started on breakfast, I get started on lunch, everything runs so smoothly. Like, the day is just off to an amazing start. Every single time that I wake up late, I sleep in a little bit more, I always regret it. I always regret it. So my first tip is gonna have to be wake up early. Tip number two would be to plan ahead, and I do this in a couple of different ways. I plan homeschool activities and lessons for my son at least a week, sometimes weeks in advance. I'm working on something for that, and I don't want to share too much on it right now. So yeah, but I plan way ahead of time for his activities. I also do the same for my lunch or like my meals. I kind of have an idea as to what I want to make sometimes the week before, and I just make plans for that. I make sure I have all the ingredients necessary to make it. Sometimes I do food prep, cut up the veggies, put it in the freezer, that kind of stuff. We just want to plan ahead as much as possible. The next step would be to create a chore chart, and this has helped me out so much because I'm the type of person where everything needs to be done, and in my head everything has to be done at the exact same time. If I'm cleaning the appliances, I then need to sweep, I need to do this, I need to do that, and that was making me like run myself down so much. Like, I would be so burnt out at the end of the day. And now I have a chore chart. Just to give you an example, I do Sunday and Wednesday. Those are my laundry days. If it's not washed, it's gonna have to be washed on the next laundry day. I don't care, unless I really need some things. Sometimes I might do a load, but I try not to. I try to stick to that schedule. So yeah, and then I have Mondays. Those are my appliance days. I clean all of my appliances. And then I have Tuesday, which would be cabinets, like just wipe everything down. And what else? I do Sage's room on that exact same day, and then I sweep and mop every other day. I'm not gonna do that every day. It is too exhausting. It's also kind of unnecessary. I don't know. Every other day works fine for me, and I would highly recommend that you come up with a chore chart or a schedule. Plan what you're gonna do on whatever days. Do not overwork yourself and try to get everything done in one day. Like, no, nobody benefits from you doing that at all. So yeah. The next step would be to maximize nap times. As soon as my son goes to sleep, it's like boom, 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 boom. I gotta get this done. I gotta use this time. I often use that time for like my personal activities, like my sign language, my Italian practice, or if I have to film a YouTube video like I'm doing right now. He is sleeping. He is sleeping right now. If he's awake, I am not going to be able to get this done. So I maximize my nap times. I try to do this in shortest space of time, and then I move on to the other task. Or if I have some other planning for my other business, I'm going to have to go do that. Like, I really make use of his nap times, and I highly recommend it. If you're a mom, please. And I know they say to rest when baby rests. I cannot do that. Sleep when baby sleeps. I cannot do that. How am I going to do anything that I need to get done? Who else is going to do it? Because nobody else is going to come here and do it for me. So I still have to do it. That's a scam. I fell for that a couple of times. And I wouldn't say fell for it, because there are sometimes you just really need to take that nap, and I highly recommend getting your rest. But there are times where I would go and take that nap, and then when I wake up, I'm like, oh my god, I really messed up. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? Because then I have this mountain of things to do, and it's not fun. It's just not fun having to catch up on a whole bunch of tasks. So I maximize his nap times. I try to get the most out of it. The next step would be to create systems within your tasks. And I hope that this is the best way to explain this. But there's this YouTuber that I watch. I think her name is Noemi or something like that. She is Hungarian, so she has an accent. So I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but her YouTube channel is called Scandish Home. Scandish Home. Love it, love her. And she has this tip where when she's cooking and cleaning, doing things like that, mostly cooking, every single time that she has to go wash her hands, and if you're like me, you wash your hands very often, like the slightest thing can be on my hand, I need to go wash it. Every time you go wash your hands, wash a dish or two. Like, most of us don't have dishwashers, so you wash your dishes by hand. Every time you have to stop to rinse your fingers, wash your hands, wash a dish or two. And let me tell you, it makes the world of difference. The last time I had a bake sale, and I tried this method like every single time, and I did it so often. By the time I was done, there was nothing in the sink except for the last bowl that I used to like pour batter into the cupcake tins. That was it. And I felt so good instead of having this massive mountain of dishes to wash at the end. Yeah, you can translate this in other ways, like every time I don't know, at the end of like, it depends on how big your household is. Some things just won't make sense, but if you have like a large household with like a bunch of kids and people to see about, then at the end of the day you wash a load of laundry. Do something like that. Create microsystems within your task to make them more efficient, I guess. So yeah, the next step for me would be to set specific days for bake sales and deliveries. I am not, and maybe one day, I don't know if it's something that I plan to do. As of right now, it's not necessarily a plan. But I don't have a storefront. I am a home baker. I have bake sale days. I set aside a specific day for deliveries, sometimes twice a month, most times once a month. And that's when you place your orders. Of course, I do get orders in between, which is totally fine. Often those are for like pickup. But I set a very specific day for delivery, for my bake sales and deliveries, everything on this one day. I'm not going to be out here doing a million different things, especially since I am running my baking business from home. If I had a storefront, of course, it would be completely different. But for now, with where I'm at, one specific day or maybe 2 specific days for the month is how I get it done. Set aside time for self-care. This is so important, and again, I this is often the biggest challenge for me, and which is why I keep my weekends pretty free. I try to get all my tasks done. The only thing that I do on weekends, for the most part, would be to cook regular, but I don't do any appliances cleaning. I don't do any homeschooling on the weekend. It's just more play, or me doing chores and him helping me. Sage, my son, he loves to help. But yeah, I don't have any formal activities planned on the weekend, so that's when I try to catch up on my self-care. And again, I still have to wait until he is napping, and I make use of that nap time. I also don't have any language practice. I just keep my weekends completely blank so that I can do exactly what I want to do. So yeah, I highly recommend just setting aside some time for self-care. The last point or tip would be to have discipline. I know it is difficult, especially with the waking up early, especially with the sticking to your cleaning or chore schedule. That can be super challenging sometimes. But I feel like when you stick with it, you feel the rewards so much. Like at the end of the day, you look around and you see everything that you wanted to complete. It's actually done. Sage is asleep, my son is asleep, and I can now relax, have some me time, and then try to go to bed early as well. That's a struggle, but yeah, that's basically how I get it all done. A lot of planning, a lot of organizing, a lot of charts. I literally take the time to categorize it. Monday, this Tuesday, that, and I plan every single thing out. I know that not everyone is going to find this method of doing things helpful, but this is what works for me personally, and I just wanted to share it with you. Alright, ladies, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in the next video. Leave a comment down below. Bye! Thank you.